Hey guys, welcome to my channel. You are seeing this because I have no self-control and I don't do well with cliffhangers or episodes that end in a jaw-dropping moment. It's kind of my kryptonite when it comes to books or TV series. So there you go, Game of Thrones. You got me. You reeled me in. I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm also really ticked at the queen, the Lannister lady. She had me so upset the last episode. And I can go ahead and tell you guys that while this show keeps my emotions running all over the place and my adrenaline rushing, there's no guarantee that it's only going to be on a Tuesday. You may see the Game of Thrones series a couple times a week because, like I said, no self-control, really good storyline, so into it. But until then, I'm ready to get into episode 3. This one is titled Lord Snow. If you guys want to help me out by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notification bell so we never miss out on watching Game of Thrones together. But until then, grab your favorite snack, grab you a drink, grab you a blanket, and if you want the full-length watch along, the link to Patreon is down in the description. But for today, let's get ready to go. Let me calm myself. Let's watch Game of Thrones. Y'all, I'm trying to pay attention to the maps, like you said. I mean, nothing's standing out to me yet, but I'm only 3 episodes in. Okay, so the little boy woke up at the end of the last episode. That's kind of why I was like, all right, we gotta go ahead and get back to it. And I'm so mad at the older sister for not telling what really happened and getting the dog killed.
Welcome, Lord Stark. The honor of your presence is requested.
Get the girls settled in. I'll be back in time for supper.
I forgot why he took the 2 girls with him. Obviously one because of the arranged marriage to the other boy, but why the little one? Oh, that throne, oh my goodness.
Thank the gods you're here, Stark. About time we had some stern northern leadership.
It's not like the Lannisters.
Glad to see you're protecting the throne.
How many king's asses have polished it, I wonder? The king shits and the hand wipes.
Very handsome armor. Not a scratch on it. Chosen your opponents wisely, then.
I have a knack for it. Must be strange for you coming into this room. I was standing right here when it happened. It was very brave, your father too. He didn't deserve to die like that.
You just stood there and watched.
100 men just stood there and watched. Do you think anyone said a word, lifted a finger? No, Lord Stark. 500 men were silent as a crypt.
Taunting him.
Except for the screams of the Mad King laughing. And later,
Were they executed?
when I watched the Mad King die, I remembered him laughing as your father burned. It felt like justice.
Always, what's his angle?
Is that what you tell yourself at night? You're a servant of justice.
If I'd stabbed the Mad King in the belly, would you admire me more?
They would have done it either
You
way.
served him well when serving was safe.
Every interaction Lannister has, he's just taunting and being a jerk.
Stark. We are all praying for Prince Joffrey's full recovery.
Renly, you looking well?
But we have a kingdom to look after. No doubt Lady Catelyn has mentioned me.
I understand you knew my brother Brandon as well.
Perhaps you chose the wrong man to duel with.
But I chose, my lord. It was Catelyn Tully.
Fighting over a woman.
Worth fighting for. I'm sure you'll agree.
Grand Maester,
How many years has it been? You were a young man.
and you served another king.
Oh, how forgetful of me.
So they've known each other a long.
Belongs to you now. Should we begin?
Without the king?
His Grace has many cares, some small matters.
So the king will not be attending.
My brother instructs us to stage a tournament.
20,000 to the runner-up.
Can the treasury...
I'll have to borrow it. The Lannisters will accommodate 3 million gold.
Are you telling me the crown is 3 million in debt?
I'm telling you the crown is 6 million in debt. Binds the money, the king and the hand spend it.
To bankrupt the realm.
Lord and prudent advice. His Grace doesn't always listen.
I'll speak to him tomorrow. Extravagance we cannot afford.
Plans.
There will be no plans.
Why spend more money when we're already in debt?
Forgive me, my lords.
You are the king's hand, Lord Stark.
So at that table he is head honcho in the king. Oh, these two.
Ow, please, it's nearly healed. You fought off a direwolf.
You fought off a direwolf.
I didn't fight off anything. It bit me and all I did was scream.
That's not true. You killed the beast.
We're rewriting history here, huh?
Throne, your father was a rebel and a traitor. You'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
You know, I wonder how often that happened in history.
Do I have to marry her?
Yes. And if you don't like her, you only need to see her in full. Comes to make little princes and princesses.
It's crazy how normal arranged marriages were back then.
You are my darling boy and the world will be exact.
She is raising a stand-up gentleman, isn't she?
Do something nice for the Stark girl.
I don't want to.
No, but you will. The occasional kindness will spare you all sorts of trouble down the road.
We allow the Northerners too much power.
And he's already too big for his britches.
How would you handle them?
I double their taxes and command them to supply 10,000 men to the Royal Army. Commander's own men, it's primitive. Standing army of men loyal to the crown, trained by experienced soldiers instead of peasants who've never held pikes in their lives.
He's so unpleasant.
And these 10,000 Northern troops, would they fight for you or their lord? You've just invaded their homeland. The North cannot be held. And when the winter comes, the seven gods together couldn't save you and your royal army.
So when the winter comes, even the gods couldn't save you or your army.
So you agree? The Starks are enemies.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
So he's about to marry a Stark, but he's considering them.
Young lady, eat your food.
I'm practicing. The prince. He's a liar and a coward, friend.
The hound killed...
She's one of my favorites.
Prince tells him to do. Told the truth, Micah would be alive.
What's happening here?
Like a beast and a lady.
Arya is upset, naturally and understandably. She is a little bit of a traitor. Big Sis needs to think about her loyalties.
The same doll maker makes all of Princess Marcella's toys. Don't you like it?
I haven't played with dolls since I was 8.
You can at least say thank you because it was at least thoughtful. I mean, she is about to get married off, but like, I remember my dad buying me a Dora the Explorer doll when I was 12. And I just thought it was sweet. I wouldn't play with it. It was sweet. So that was a little mean to the little girl of the older sister.
Go away.
Open the door. Whose sword is that?
Mine.
I think that little girl could handle a sword. You should probably let her keep it. We saw her with that bow and arrow in the first episode.
I know this maker's mark. This is Micken's work. Where did you get this? This is no toy.
Little lady shouldn't play with swords.
I wasn't playing, and I don't want to be a lady.
And what do you want with this?
It's called Needle.
A blade with a name. And who were you hoping to skewer with? Do you know the first thing about sword fighting? That's the essence of it.
I was trying to learn. I asked Micah to practice with me. I asked him. It was my fault.
Killed for it, poor girl.
You didn't kill the butcher's boy.
I do too.
I hate all of them.
Was dragged before the king and queen and asked to call the prince a liar.
He's saying he understands why his eldest daughter lied.
He is a liar.
Sansa will be married to Joffrey someday.
Her dad
She must take
knows.
his side, even when he's wrong.
And he still sees her side.
How can you let her marry someone like that?
You're a Stark of Winterfell. You know our words.
Winter is coming.
You were born in the long summer. You've never known anything else.
I read that you guys in the comments said that winter comes at a much farther distance than it does in our real world.
Sansa is your sister.
I don't hate her. Not really.
I don't want to frighten you. We've come to a dangerous place. We cannot fight a war amongst ourselves.
No, allies. He even made me understand things from a different perspective with the way he was explaining it to her. I was like, okay, I get it, I understand.
Try not to stab your sister with it.
And he's letting her keep the sword. You know, I really like Ned Stark.
If you're going to own a sword, you better know how to use it.
Don't listen to...
Oh yes, I'm ready to check in with him. He said he hasn't gotten out of bed though.
I know a story about a crow. I could tell you about Sir Duncan the Tall.
My favourites were the scary one.
What do you know about fear? Fear is for the winter, fall 100 feet deep, when the sun hides for years, all in darkness, when the White Walkers move through the woods. That lasted a generation. Kings froze to death in their castles with their babies rather than see...
Winter is gnarly.
So is this the sort of story that you like?
Okay, so...
The White Walkers came for the first time, riding their dead horses, big as hounds.
Okay, so she enlightened us on what the winter is. She said it lasts an entire generation, snow that falls 100 feet deep. This is when the White Walkers move on their dead horses, that children would starve, be born, and die in that time. So does the sun not come out? Because she mentioned total darkness. That's crazy.
You still don't remember anything?
He doesn't remember.
I've seen you climb 1,000 times. You never fall.
I did, though. It's true, isn't it? What Maester Lewin says about my legs. I'd rather be dead.
Don't ever say that.
I'd rather be dead.
Also, his brother's eyes are so blue. Yes, why did you pick up with the mama? Because she's on a mission and you don't mess with the mama bear. Oh, she guts Queen Lannister. Evil Broad came and saw the little boy in his bed and then sent somebody in there to kill him. And his mama fought him off long enough for the dog to come. That was an epic scene.
Would you mind following us? We've been instructed to escort you into the city. Follow me, Lady Stark.
Cats. Go on.
You little worm! Sally, you can drag into her!
I meant no disrespect. Of all people.
How dare you bring me?
She said, I'm a respectable woman.
No one will come looking for you here. Isn't that what you wanted?
How did you know I was coming to King's Landing?
A dear friend told me.
Lady Stark, years is a blessing.
Yeah, I bet those cuts are deep.
How did you know I was coming?
Yeah, who told him? Because she was trying to keep it as much of a secret as possible.
Did you bring the dagger with you by any chance? My little birds are everywhere. They whisper to me the strangest stories.
Do you know whose dagger this is?
I must admit I do not.
Well, well, this is an historic day. Something you don't know.
How does he know? And whose?
There's only one dagger like this. It's mine.
Yours?
Until the tournament on Prince Joffrey's last name day.
He lost it in a bet.
When the Knight of the Flowers unseated him, I lost this dagger.
To whom?
Lannister.
Tyrion Lannister.
But he wouldn't have done it. I don't think he would have done it. I hope not, because he's the only Lannister that...
If that were a real sword, you'd be dead. Lord Snow here grew up in the...
He's witty. He's very witty. That's what I should say.
Bastard bleeds like the rest of us.
I know times back then were so brutal. But dang, you had to be so tough. And if you get hurt, there's not a doctor. And nobody can beat him.
Well, Lord
Why
Snow.
did he get to take his dad's last name if obviously he lived with them?
Go clean yourselves
And
up. There's only so much I can stomach in a day.
Everyone knows who he is.
I don't need him to be charming. Into Men of the Night's Watch.
And how's that going, Commander Mormont?
A raven came. For Ned Stark's son.
Good news or bad?
Both.
Lord Stark should give you this earlier. So we'll get told these days from Winterfell this morning.
It's crazy to me how messages were delivered back then. Like, trusting a raven to carry it, which I know that some birds can do that. It's just crazy.
Perhaps you'd like to share it with your wife.
My wife is in Winterfell.
Is she?
He's like, what is she doing here?
Thought that she'd be
Safest,
safest in
like-
there. All such establishments I own.
He's dicked about it too.
You're a funny man.
Ooh.
A very funny man.
Took my wife here. I liked that.
Ah, the Starks. Tempers. Slow, man.
But why does he feel like he needs to keep her safe in a way where anybody can't know about her? What's happening?
Broke my nose, bastard. It's an improvement. Threw you over the wall. I wonder how...
It took 3-on-1. Come on, y'all.
Before the walls did it.
What you looking at, Halfman?
I'm looking at
I
you.
just saved him.
You've got an interesting face. Very distinctive faces.
And what do you care about our faces?
Perhaps I'll write to my sister, the Queen, about it.
He just saved him. See, I like him. He doesn't seem like his brother and sister.
Everybody knew what this place was, but no one told me. No one but you. My father knew, and he left me to rot at the wall all the same.
Outside a farmhouse when he was 3. I've been asking the Lord Commander about that.
They hate me because I'm better than they are.
Everybody there had a rough go of it.
Have ever held a real sword before they came here? Your brother Bran.
Is that the message that everyone has been getting delivered?
Brother tried to kill your boy would be considered treason,
We have the blade.
which Lord Tyrion will say was stolen from him.
Peter has promised to help us find the truth.
I'll try to keep you alive for her sake. I've never been able to refuse your wife anything.
You're a true friend.
Don't tell anyone.
Is he really gonna help her and keep it secret?
I wish I could see the girls. Just for a moment.
Who our enemies are.
I know they did it.
Trust your mama's gut.
And if you find the proof?
Then I bring it to Robert and hope he's still the man I once knew.
So the king winds up being a little bit more honest and having more integrity than
Dangerous thing.
the queen.
My temper. You nearly killed poor little finger yesterday.
He still loves you.
The guy
Does
is
he?
helping him. The Lord. That's why he made that comment, I've never been able to deny your wife anything. Yeah? Did I get that? I think I picked that up right. But the thing is these two seem really in love. In a time back then when things were so arranged, they seem in love.
But I still remember every face. You remember your first?
Of course, Your Grace.
Who was it?
That's Hiroshi. Never learnt the name.
How do you do it?
Lance through the heart.
Quick one. Lucky for you, boy at the Battle of Summerhall. So I was on foot, slogging through the mud. He came running at me, thinking he could end the rebellion with a single I knocked him down with the hammer, caved in his breastplate, probably shattered every rib he had. Right before I brought it down, he shouted, "Wait!" They never tell you how they all shit themselves. They don't put that part in the songs. Stupid boy. He could have lingered on the edge of the battle with a smart. His wife would be making him miserable, and he'd be waking 3 times in the night to...
Did he say he did him a favor?
Gods, what a stupid name. Who named you? Some half-wit... What are you doing?
It's empty, Your Grace.
You drank it all.
Why?
Is that what empty means? So get more. Tell your cousin to get in here.
He is surrounded. Why is there so many Lannisters here?
We're telling war stories. Who was your first kill, not counting old men?
One of the outlaws in the Brotherhood. You were only a squire, 16 years old. Good fighter, Toyn, but he lacked stamina.
You're outlaw. Any last words?
I cut his head off, so no.
What about Aerys Targaryen? King say when you stabbed him in the back.
See, we don't know. I don't know much about the Targaryens yet. That side of the story.
Call you a traitor? Plead for a reprieve.
He said the same thing he'd been saying for hours. Burn them all. If that's all you...
The Mad King seemed really mad. Like, screw loose. Obviously, that might be how I got his name. They're just on the move all the time.
Did the Dothraki buy their slaves?
Most of their slaves were given to them as gifts. Approaching, you have 2 choices. Pay tribute or fight.
So you give them, if you see him, give him someone if you see them coming.
Sometimes a Carl feels insulted by the number of slaves he's given. Sometimes a Carl decides his riders haven't had a good fight.
Sometimes he'll fight just because they need to practice. Also, the man that's with her, why is he there? Was he there before, or was he sent with her?
Until I command them otherwise.
You're learning to talk like a queen.
A Khaleesi.
Oh, she's kind of dressing like Oh, his ego's hurt.
You do not command the dragon.
Thank you. Look at him. I'd like to see him struggle just a little longer.
Him dead, Khaleesi. No. Drakara say you should take
air to teach respect. Yes, no, just a little longer. Sis, come on. You know that feels good to watch him squirm.
I don't want my brother harmed.
Because to him, that's the queen, right? Like, he doesn't care about the brother.
Kill these Dothraki dogs! I am your king! And to the Khalasar, Khaleesi.
Oh, I like seeing bro shaking. Put him in his place. A little bit of a step down.
Walk.
Get to stepping, bud. Okay. That's great. Love that for us. Gosh, the wall seems miserable. This wall, I know it's like kind of like medieval times, but this wall is massive. I still don't understand what the wall's supposed to keep out, I guess. Like, I don't like a shaky elevator in 2024, so I don't know if I'm getting on something like that. Oh, no, I'm not getting on something like that now that I've seen the whole extent of it. No, sir. Oh. And I love adrenaline. I'm not really afraid of heights, but there's something about a possible free fall like that. It's so tough to live in a cold climate.
I wanted to be here. You saw it for the first time. I'm leaving this morning.
Why?
I'm the first ranger. My job is out there. There have been disturbing reports.
What kind of reports?
White Walkers.
God, I don't want...
I'm ready. I won't let you down.
You're not going. You're no ranger. But I'm better than every other. Better than no one.
Yet, even though you're gifted in fighting.
I man gets what he earns.
You don't get to skip any rank.
We'll speak when I return.
I really didn't want him to go because he seemed to like he would have his back.
Bear's balls. And his guts, his lungs, and his heart. When you're 100 miles north of the wall and you ate your last...
And how do a bear's balls taste?
It's the strangest thing you've eaten.
Do Dornish girls
You don't
count?
say something like that. Cheeky.
You roam the Seven Kingdoms, colouring...
Some of them's just poor lads looking for steady feed.
They had a better chance finding feed than glory.
Night's Watch is a joke to you, is it? An army of jesters in black.
We don't have enough
But why
men to
is
be an
he-
army, and aside from Bjorn here, none of...
Why is he here at the wall? I didn't know that he...
Half the boys you've seen training will die north of the wall.
Might be a wildling's axe that gets them. Might just be the cold. They die in pain. So plump little lords like you can enjoy their summer afternoons in peace and...
Listen, Benjen, may I call you Benjen? I'm not sure what I've done to offend you. Great admiration for the Night's Watch, Ranger.
You know, my brother once told me that nothing someone says before the word but really counts.
But I don't believe that White Walkers are lurking beyond the wall.
The wildlings are no different from us. A little rougher, maybe, but they're made of meat. I know how to track them and I know how to kill them. It's not the wildlings giving me sleepless nights. You've never been north of the wall, so don't tell me what's out there.
You going below? Keep well, keep warm. Oh, I always do.
I think he's starting to like me.
He's funny. I'll give it to him.
Going below.
Aye. He'll be north of the wall for a month or two.
You're heading down to King's Landing too? Aye. Let's share the road.
I travel a bit on the grubby side, my lord.
We're staying at the finest castles and inns.
We've watched her do nothing but try to adjust.
At Jahaka. Jahaka. Yes, Khaleesi. When was last time you bleed, Khaleesi? You change, Khaleesi.
No way.
Me ashasava vesufun.
There's no way of knowing back then and other than those types of signs. She just got put into this marriage and then that's on her. We know she was younger, too.
But a man in full plate, sorry, Tawako. The Arrak won't get through the steel. That's where the broadsword has the advantage.
Dotraki vo ondeo sharita kofis. Armor make a man.
Yeah, look at what they wear. It's like braided or knitted.
It's a man alive.
Avia niezo anano ladiata. Modikar asi adukwaza. Mitotrako on torka calibaru. Najina vieri jrandali. Hashmilei konaka.
And I betrayed him.
Khaleesi zalameme abata esina khajalan.
Voma vizive kojine?
She likes ducks.
Han, muri alayafi maijin allegra.
Si voma vizivo allegra.
Majin jano.
She wants to be dog.
The Khaleesi have baby inside her.
I was just talking about how she's trying to adjust.
She does not bleed for 2 moons.
Jazava vezufun.
I'll have the boys butcher a goat for supper.
That's heavy.
I need to ride to
He
Port
acted very different about that news.
We ride for Vas Dotrak.
I'll catch you. The hoard's easy to find.
And disarmed him.
Don't stand so...
He's helping.
It's harder to hit a moving target. Just hold my sword out and let you do the work for me.
How many winters have you seen, Lord Tyrion? All of them brief?
Now they say the
3 years long.
This summer has lasted 9. Citadel tell us the days grow short.
Everyone is so scared of winter. I keep saying it, winter is coming.
This one will be long. Dark things will come with it.
See, I don't know what
We've been capturing wildlings. They're fleeing south.
See, I thought they were just scared of winter because the weather was going to be extreme, but it's everything else. The dark things they're talking about really is what's scary.
Killer's companions. Ned Stark chopped his head off.
Standing between the realm, boys and tired old men. There are less than 1,000 of us now. We can't man the other castles on the wall.
They're saying they don't have what it needs to go up against whatever's going to happen in the winter.
Lads armed and fed.
Sits by the side of the king.
When winter does come, God's help us all if we're not ready.
Y'all got me scared of the winter. Okay, the dragon eggs. I want to know what's going to happen with the dragon eggs. They show them so much.
Merak.
She just knows. I believe that. With all 3 of my kids, I have known. I just knew So I bet she really is gonna have a boy. Sometimes moms just know. She's just being off to the side.
I'm sorry to see you leave, Lannister.
It's either me or
maybe
this
he's gonna
cold.
talk to his sister.
Will you stop at Winterfell on your way south?
Gods know there aren't many feather beds, but
If you see my brother Bran,
Oh, deliver a message.
tell him I miss him. Tell him I'd visit if I could.
of course.
Never walk again.
Take care, Snow.
I do like him. Like, with every interaction we had with that Lannister. I wish I could remember his name.
You are late, boy. Tomorrow you will be here at midday. Your dancing master.
Is her dad gonna let her train? I love it. Go, Dad. I love it so much.
That is not the way, boy. Not a
I
great
love it 'cause
sword
I
that
was
is needing
never
two hands.
A frilly little girl. I was outside ripping and running and playing with my brothers.
To make you strong. One hand is all that is needed. Turn your body side face. You are skinny. That is good. Now the grip, let me see. The grip must be delicate.
What if I drop it?
The steel must be part of your...
It is a part of you.
You drop part of your arm. No, you must listen to me, boy.
I'm a girl.
You are a sword.
I like her teacher.
That is the grip. Relax, you are holding...
A needle.
Just so. Now we will begin the dance. Remember, child, this is not the dance of the Westeros we are learning. The Night's dance is the Bravos dance, the water dance. And sudden.
So you be fluid.
Do you know this? Pierce them, the water leaks out, and they die. Now you will try.
He smacked it out of her hand.
Dead? Dead.
Gosh, I love Ned Stark. What's the harm in her knowing how to sword fight? Anyways, it'll save her. Alright. I mean, if she ever gets in a situation, now she knows how to handle herself. Okay, I'm not so upset at the end of that episode. I'm really not. I love that the brother Lannister is gonna go back and ask for help for the people on the wall. Now, I know winter is scary, but with all the buildup and the lady who told Bran the story of what winter was gonna be like, she's got me even more ready for it to come because I'm ready to see what's gonna happen. I'm ready to see if the Nightwalkers are real, which they are, because the very first scene in season 1, we saw what happened to the men who were on Night's Watch, who went and saw some in the woods. So we know they're real. So I know when winter comes, it's gonna get so intense, but the setup to winter, oh my gosh, it's got me fiending. The setup to winter has got me reeling and ready. And just the way that the storylines are developing between all of them. First of all, the Lannisters, the Queen and the Prince. We don't even have to talk about it right now because I'm in a good mood, okay? And I love that Bran woke up. I, of course, love Arya so much, and Ned Stark. And I love that I'm starting to understand and remember and get a feel for some of these characters more. I know that within a couple more episodes, hopefully I can start to remember some more of their names, but it's kind of hard with all of the people that we're getting introduced to. But the ones that have really stuck out so far have been incredible. I can't believe Khaleesi's pregnant. I can't wait to watch episode 4, but until then, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. I don't know when episode 4 is gonna drop because, like I said, don't have self-control, and this is a really, really great series. I love escaping into another world, and the world building in this franchise in particular is bar none. I mean, next to Lord of the Rings, I've not found world building other than some of the books that I read. But as far as like entertainment, as far as TV series or film, I haven't found a world building franchise I loved as much as Lord of the Rings, but this one's doing it, and we're only three episodes in, so I'm excited. But I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell, and if you want the full length watch along, that is down in the description for Patreon. But we have a goal, guys, like always, and that is to go out in this world, spread light, spread love, and if you can, make somebody smile. If you can't, make yourself smile, because your smile is the most important one of the day and adds so much great energy to our universe by you just being happy yourself. So I love you guys, and I'll see y'all later.